Welcome back to another episode, and today we're going to talk Jungle Cruise, specifically Disney's Jungle Cruise, starring The Rock and Emily Blunt. Now, this film is basically, if you took The Mummy, the first Mummy movie with, Brendan Fraser, and you took the first Pirates of the Caribbean film, and you smashed them together. That is what this film is. If those two films had a baby, they would produce Jungle Cruise, because it's exactly this film. Right off the bat, guys, I'm going to tell you, I give this film a solid 6.5 out of 10. If this film came first before those other films, I'd probably give it a higher score. But there are times where it's like, been there, done that. But it is entertaining. Don't let 6.5, dismiss you guys from checking this one out. It's available on Disney Premier Access and in theaters as well. But it's an entertaining film, for the whole family. I did enjoy it. 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, but it never felt like it was dragging. And that's a good thing. You never want to have a film that seems like it's, overstaying its welcome a little too much. Now, granted, could this film maybe have been a good 20 minutes shorter? Probably. But I think for what it's doing in the time that it is running, it does it well. The Rock. What can we say about Dwayne Johnson that has not been said already by, not just me, but by countless other YouTube channels? This guy is, I was there, I saw on TV his debut match in the WWE, and where he's come, now, all these years later, it's amazing. It's a remarkable accomplishment, what he's been able to do to go from the squared circle to the big screen. It's quite the accomplishment that, you saw the charismatic, guy in him when he started, but I would have thought that he'd just take over basically like he has. He's an amazing actor. He's fantastic. He captivates you when you see him on screen. Now, Emily Blunt, she is just sweet and adorable like always. I have never seen Emily Blunt in a movie that I have not enjoyed. I think she is fantastic. And I do, could you have Here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you could have taken... I was having a discussion with someone, a friend of mine, and, he had seen this movie as well. And he felt like, you could pretty much take any, actor or actress and probably put them, fill them into those roles. I kind of disagree. I think that the chemistry between these two works. I don't know if you're going to get that same chemistry with The Rock and anybody other than Emily Blunt. She kind of takes over, in a way, when she's, if he's talking back to her, she's giving it right back to him. They play off of each other very well. And like I said, it's a fun ride. They're taking a voyage down the jungle, on the Rock's boat. Now, the premise of this film, Emily Blunt, along with her brother, played by Jack Whitehall, they are, Emily Blunt, she's she's a scholar in England. But of course, at the time, when this takes place, this film, women, their views or their ideas aren't going to be heard as well. So, what they would be now. And basically, she has come into, this idea that something that their father had, thought about a long time ago, is basically, going down this jungle and finding this one area that no one's ever been able to find. And she has this necklace that she had. At the beginning she gets this necklace. It's an entertaining part of the film. I'm not going to spoil how she comes across this. It happens, fairly early into the film. But it will basically lead the way down the jungle to this mysterious area there's this tree that if you, pick the flowers off this tree, these things can heal anybody. They're the ultimate cure. They will cure any illness, and people will not die. It's basically it's a way of sustaining life. It's an amazing the way when you see this tree, and there's no spoilers, guys. I mean, you guys realize you're going to see this probably at some point, but it does look really beautiful on screen. I will say that the visuals in this film are really top notch. They're really well done. It's Disney. What else do you guys expect? Of course, they're going to go all in and really, really shine as far as it looks. And it sounds good too. But again, that's the premise of this film: is Emily Blunt and her brother, are basically going down. They hire The Rock to take them down the jungle, down the river through the jungle to find this, you know, this mysterious area that has this tree. Basically, it's a tree of life almost. And there are things that happen in this film. This is where I say you have a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean come in, because it's not just a straightforward, hey, let's go find, you know, this, you know, dodge these obstacles in the jungle and find this tree. No, no, no. There are cursed conquistadors that, you know, again, you're gonna find this out fairly early, so it's not, you know, not a big mystery, but the way they look very reminiscent to Pirates of the Caribbean. I would say more Pirates of the Caribbean. This film definitely is more pirates than Mummy, but you could definitely see that, you know, the adventure part of, you know, both those films come together and in play with this film. But like I said, I thought the film was entertaining. I think The Rock and Emily Blunt, like I said, they're fantastic. Jack Whitehall, you know, he was good comic relief, you know, being the brother of Emily Blunt. It's definitely worth checking out, guys. Like I said, 6.5, and you guys know I'm adding it to my collection when it comes out, because I did enjoy it enough. And it's a film that I don't know if I'll go and revisit it, you know, a lot, but it's definitely a film that I could see myself watching again with the family. It was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. And again, Disney, they come through. It would have had a higher score from me if, like I said, if there was no Pirates of the Caribbean, this would have absolutely had a higher score. But there's a lot of things that seem like, you know, been there, done that type of thing with this film. But it's entertaining. There's action, you know, action, adventure. Emily Blunt, like I said, The Rock, he kicks butt. But Emily Blunt, I'm telling you, she holds her own just as well as The Rock does in this film. And, you know, like I said, they play off each other very well. The Rock has a tiger in this film, or a leopard or tiger, and named Proxima. And the CGI is good. The CGI, you know, is definitely, it's well done with this film. It's a good one. It is, guys. And like I said, 6.5, it's definitely worth checking out. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. You know, if you're going to go, here's the thing, with Premier Access, like I said, $30 for Premier Access, but do it as a family. You know, I don't know if somebody's going to go sit alone and watch it for $30, I don't know if you're going to get your money's worth. But if if you watch it with a bunch of people, you know, with the family, I think it's definitely, the value is there for the $30. Theater tickets, they're going to be cheap enough. You're going to get your money's worth there. But if you're going to see it at home, definitely it's something you want to see with the whole family. I think you're definitely going to be entertained. And hey, if you have Pirates of the Caribbean, pop that in too and make it a double feature. I don't think you're going to be disappointed by this film, by Jungle Cruise. I wanted to see it because of The Rock's, because The Rock's in it, and also because of Emily Blunt. But I was not disappointed, and the family enjoyed it as well. So, guys, 6.5 for Jungle Cruise. Definitely check it out while it's on Premier Access, or check it out in theaters. And I don't think when it comes out in Blu-ray or 4K, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you do go and decide to pick it up. I think it's definitely worth a pickup. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you guys get the chance, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Take care. Bye.